Okay, Select Board meeting, Monday, August 26th. We will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. I
Pledge of allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I will grant Westwood Media Center approval to record this meeting. Is there anybody else who wishes to record the meeting? Okay, under Chairman's update, we have one item. Hard to believe, but in less than a month, we will have Westwood's, I don't know what annual this is. How many years are we, 7, 6 or 7? Annual Westwood Day weekend? Anyway.
Yeah, six
6th or
seven.
7th?
I don't
Okay,
know.
well, we'll find that out. But anyway, happy to announce that on September 20th, we will have Westwood High School football team playing against North Quincy at 7 p.m. at Flay High Field. And on Saturday, September 21st, we will have our usual big day of events, with starting off with a 5K road race at 9 a.m., a kids fun run at 10 a.m. Both will start at the track field at Flay High Field. And then the Westwood Day events behind the high school that include the Vendor Village will open up at 10 a.m. and I think it goes till 2:30, something
Three.
around there?
3 o'clock.
3 o'clock.
3. So if you can't be there in the morning, stop by in the afternoon. It is a great event. And I think most important to announce right now is the Recreation Department would love more volunteers. And they're asking people to sign up for 2.5-hour shifts, so you can enjoy the day and help as a volunteer. You don't have to be doing the volunteer work the whole time. If you're interested, please go to the website at www.westwoodday.com. And there is a click on volunteer, and you can sign up to volunteer for Westwood Day. So we encourage everybody to do that. Take a shift, then go around and enjoy yourselves. It's a really fun day. And rec department's doing well and everything. I see a lot of sponsorships hitting the Facebook, and that looks really
They
great.
sound like they've got it together and already,
Okay.
so they're ready to roll.
Terrific. So now I'd like to invite up Chief Deckers. We'll go into our scheduled action. Welcome, Chief. It's good to have you here.
Thank
and
you.
we have 2 new firefighters. Gentlemen, please join the chief. I'm just going to turn it over to you, Chief.
Okay.
All right? And why don't you introduce us to your new...
All right. So it's always a pleasure of mine to be able to, as a fire chief, to be able to bring to the community some new talent. And we definitely did that with these 2 gentlemen. On my right is Jay Huhulis and Seamus, McComiskey. And he brought along his cheering group with him.
Welcome.
But firefighter Jay Huhulis grew up in Avon, Mass, in a family dedicated to public service. His father was an Avon police officer for 32 years. Jay attended, and Jay was telling me a story outside that if he were ever to be pulled over by somebody, his dad would get a phone call before the cop would even get to the.
Uh-oh.
So his father was well known in
You
in
knew
the
not to
public
let that
safety
happen, right?
area. So that was interesting. Jay attended Blue Hills Regional Technical High School, where he studied to be an electrician. After high school, he became a call firefighter for the town of Avon, as well as a full-time dispatcher for the town of Stoughton. We did steal Jay from Avon, and we're glad that we did. Jay's obviously not afraid of hard work, because he decided, along with dispatching and volunteering as a firefighter, that he'd attend paramedic school at the National Medical Education Training Center in West Bridgewater. Jay finished up his paramedic training by doing his ride time with Westwood. And that's an awesome thing for us, because not only does Jay get the skills and experience he needs, we get a true picture of the individual. So it was a breeze for Jay, once he got into the system of the hiring system, to be able to excel there. And then it was an easy decision for us, because we had already seen his work ethic and how well he did moving forward. Jay was officially appointed to the Westwood Fire Department on November 25th of 18. He recently, on August 9th, graduated from the Massachusetts Fire Academy. and he's currently assigned to Group 2 under the guidance of Captain Lunn. Jay is currently living in Weymouth. Jay? the select
Welcome.
board.
Nice to meet you all.
Nice to meet you.
It's great having you in Westwood.
Thank
I
you.
hope it's a long and productive career for you, that you really
I look
enjoy being.
forward to it.
Terrific.
Now, Seamus has an interesting background. Seamus was born in Boston, but if you listen to Seamus long enough, you'll pick up an accent. So at the age of 4, they returned to Galway, where he was raised on the family farm. And I got an opportunity to meet Seamus early in my career because Seamus sort of attached themselves to our family very quickly. Any events we would have, he and his family would be there, he'd be there. Really wanted to be part of the fire department. He had a passion, still does have a passion for the fire service in public safety. So he always knew he wanted to be a firefighter. Even as a kid, he'd assist the Galway Fire Brigade by putting out brush fires on their farm. I guess it was frequent.
Yeah, every year. Kind of similar.
It's a hot place to be, apparently.
Now, we finally trained it, because when I first met Seamus, he would tell me he would be going to these fires. What the fire were called?
Gorse fires, we call them in Ireland.
Gorth?
Gorse.
Gorse. So he kept saying this, and I'm like, geez, I'm trying to not look ignorant. And I was, because I had no idea what he was talking about. And finally, since we've trained him at the academy, he uses the term we use in this country as a brush fire. So, but it was interesting listening to what they did, because they didn't have the technology or the equipment. You guys were doing it with pots and pans and shovels and
Whatever you
yeah,
could.
whatever they
That's
had to.
pretty much.
Yeah. So when Seamus turned 21, he moved back to the Boston area, where he spent several years working as a heavy equipment operator. After seeing an advertisement for a firefighter position in Westwood, he decided to go to paramedic school to help him fulfill that long-term desire to be a paramedic here in town. He attended first response paramedic school in Stoughton. Seamus made it very clear from the beginning he wanted to be a firefighter, but most importantly, here in Westwood. He's moved his family to Westwood. He'd often, like I said before, come to the fire station all the time, check in. He would also be there at every event we had, pretty much. Just to keep letting us know how interested he was. I got the point. We knew he was interested. The beauty is that Seamus proved himself. And it was an easy hire for us, not just because he's a town resident, because he's an outstanding firefighter in person altogether. Seamus began his career in Westwood on March 17th, and he too graduated with Jay from the academy on August 9th. Currently, Seamus is assigned to Group 4 under Captain Colin McCarthy. Seamus and his wife Shelley have 2 daughters, Abby and Kiva,
Kiva, yep.
and they live on Stratford Road in Westwood. The Select Board.
Well,
Nice to meet you guys.
Welcome.
Thanks for the opportunity. I look forward to spending my whole
and
career.
to you, we also wish a long and productive career here in Westwood. The chief has high standards, and he wouldn't have selected you if he didn't think you were worthy of this. And I'll say again, I'm very appreciative of you bringing your new hires in. Nice to see you gentlemen as well.
Hi, guys.
The cheering squad is here. That's you're always welcome. And it's really nice to meet you, and we hope that you find that the resources here just demonstrate our commitment to strong public safety. Hiring Chief Deckers was part of that, and we're very proud of the fire department, so glad to have you on board.
Thank you.
Mike, you were able to go to the graduation. Do you have anything you'd like to say?
No, I think that they apparently shine at the academy, as a lot of our recruits do, and I think they're going to do a very fine job in the town.
Great.
Good to have them on board.
Thank you. Thank you.
Well,
I think it's
thanks
great.
for coming
I think
in.
it's great you moved your family to it here, too.
Yeah, that's wonderful. John, anything
Thank you
you'd
for
like
Well,
coming,
we're not-
ladies.
I want to understand how you keep the kids quiet in a meeting like this. But they're great.
That's it.
Thanks for bringing them.
Well, thank you for coming in. Good luck with everything, and thank you for bringing your family, Seamus. They're adorable and good looking with kindergarten.
Thank you.
Okay,
We'll
thank you,
see you
Chief.
soon. Thank you very
See you
much,
guys.
gentlemen.
Appreciate it. Thank you.
Okay. Bye, ladies.
Oh, you're welcome to stay, though, ladies. You don't have to go.
Good night. Okay, our next item on the agenda, we are prepared, I think, to have a discussion and make a decision on fall town meeting. So per our charter, there is a annual fall town meeting scheduled unless by September 15th, the select board decides not to proceed with a fall town meeting. I understand, and in our materials, it's indicated that, Mike, you have checked with all staff. Through that process, we have heard that the planning board has ideas about 4 articles, but according to the town planner, nothing is urgent and they can wait until the spring. And we have not received any petitioner articles.
We have not.
Or inquiries.
No.
And town council, have you received any? Because I know you're
I have
part of the
not.
process. So we can decide in advance of the 15th. We don't have to wait till the meeting closest to the 15th. Are there any questions or discussion from the board?
No, I think with just 4 articles and the cost of it, I don't think it's beneficial to the town to have one, so.
Yeah, I'm fine. Cancel
Okay.
it.
So I move that we vote to cancel the fall annual town meeting in order that notice of its decision with regard to such meeting be posted in accordance with Chapter 2 of Section 6-1 of the business session of the town meeting of the town charter.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. Okay, thank you, Mike. We'll
Yeah.
forego that this year, and I have a feeling the Finance Commission will like to hear about that as soon as possible.
Yeah, we'll
Because
get
I think
word
they
out to
structured
them
a
tomorrow.
calendar around the thought that we might have one.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving along. Our next item pertains to appointments and reappointments, and I see we have some folks here. So let's see. First up, we have 2 people who have stepped forward to join the Westwood Environmental Action Committee. Now, what do we have for openings? Because we expanded the
Yeah.
bylaws at our last meeting to allow for up to 9.
So we have 4 openings at present.
Including the 2 we
new ones
created?
that got added, and
Okay.
then two that aren't. But well, there are 2 people that have done 2 terms, and so
Yeah. So I would like to suggest that we allow those 2 new positions to be open a little bit longer, and if not filled, we can take other action. But tonight we have 2 people for the original 2 openings. Jennifer Atkins, hi Jennifer, and Sue McGowan. Hi, welcome. And they have both been met with and discussions have been held, and you're ready to go?
yeah.
Okay. Great. Well, what's wonderful is I think there is a renewed energy on the committee and definitely interest in doing more things, so I think it's an exciting time to join it. Any questions for the
Nope.
2 applicants?
No?
Okay.
Okay, I move that we appoint Jennifer Atkins and Sue McGowan to the Westwood Environmental Action Committee for a term to expire on June 30th, 2022.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? None. So just short of a 3-year term. And I'll make a pitch. I heard there was some effort behind the annual Earth Week cleanup, but I'm not really sure that had much traction. So I think it'd be great with your expanded group that maybe that can, I know Hale's involved in that too, so maybe the partnership with them can gain some strength and we can get back to doing that. I just think it's
Definitely offer our services, yeah.
good. Okay, great. Well, thank you for coming in. You're duly appointed. You'll get a letter and go in to see the town clerk to be sworn in. Okay?
Thank you.
Great.
Welcome.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Okay. Joan Murray, our Human Resource Director, you want to come up? As we're doing at our meetings during this season of search for our next town administrator, Joan Murray is here tonight to give us an update.
Thank you. So since I was last here to update you, and even I think you did an update in my absence, Nancy, the following has occurred. We, on August 8th, we closed the ad for our new town administrator with close to 40 applications having been received by our consulting firm, Community Paradigm. Community Paradigm forwarded the resumes of the applicants to the screening committee that had been appointed for their review. On August 14th, the screening committee met in open session and elected a chairperson, who was Phil Shapiro, and a clerk, Barbara Shea. We then went into executive session to review the applications that had been received, and the screening committee members selected 7 candidates to be invited for interviews. So our consulting firm is contacting those candidates now and scheduling interviews for early September, with the thought that the committee will recommend 3 to 4 candidates to present to the select board for you to interview at a meeting in mid to late September.
Okay. Given that timing, I just want to ask that you, in discussions with Mike, talk about extending the contract with him at maybe our next meeting in September, something can come back. Because on our first round, we had that contract until September 30th.
Right.
So if you folks can work together and come back to us next month,
Will do.
that would be very helpful. Any questions for Joan while she's here?
Joan, what's this next round of interviews? Is it the whole committee will interview these people in person, or?
Yes, they're in-person interviews, and the whole committee will be there, and the consultant is helping us with devising the questions and so forth.
Great.
Michael?
So Joan, I'm just going to guess, Dedham is picking their town manager on Thursday night. I'm going to guess that there may be some overlap. So let me ask you, so if there is overlap, right now they have 7, will it go down to 6, or will they then increase it to 7? Have they thought about that?
We selected 7 people. If it goes down to 6, I think we would stick with those 6.
Okay,
It wasn't like there was another person that we said, oh, this person would go in.
okay. I just didn't know
So,
how
yeah,
tight it was.
we're very happy with the caliber of the pool that we've got for interviews.
Okay. And at this point, this board doesn't know the candidates. We'll only know who the finalists are.
That is correct.
Okay, terrific. Thank you for coming in and giving us that update. And if
Madam
you,
Chairman, point of order. They're going to be able to interview the candidates in executive session.
Right.
But when the 3 or 4 finalists come, you'll have to do that in open session.
yes.
Okay.
Yep. Okay, thank you.
Joan.
Thank you.
Next item, Westwood Media Center transfer of funds. We have received quarterly funds from both Comcast and Verizon. I won't go through all the numbers. I'll let that come out in a motion. Are there any questions before we do that?
No.
And this transfers the funds over to Westwood Media Center.
Which we're obligated to do.
Excuse me, Mike?
Which we're obligated to do.
Which we're obligated to do. You want to go ahead?
I'm ready. I move that we approve a transfer of $20,607.88 and $3,297.31 from Comcast, as well as $45,293.27 and $16,588.15 from Verizon, making a grand total of $85,786.61 to the Westwood Media Center per the license agreement and the Westwood Media Center agreements signed by the Select Board.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None? Okay, on to our last agenda item, Westwood Day. I spoke about it at the outset of this meeting, but right now we have the need to determine our involvement in various events, and I would open it up for anybody to say what they want to do. So we have Friday night, speaking during halftime at the football game, Saturday morning kickoff with the road race and participation in the award ceremony, and then lastly, welcoming people around 1 p.m. during the course of the Westwood Day vendors event and all that goes on behind the high school. So anybody have any particular desires?
I'm going to be at the road race, so I'm happy to deal with that.
Okay. Michael, anything you want to do?
Whatever you don't want to do, how's that? I mean,
You want to do Friday night?
Yeah.
yeah, Friday night I don't mind. I'll go up and see Jay and make the announcements. I did
Okay.
last year just because my son was playing, but he's not playing this year. I probably will be at the road race because Dan McDonald uses my sound system.
Well, I'm sure they would welcome
Yeah,
presence at it.
anytime.
Okay, and I'll take care of.
The afternoon?
Speaking at the.
At noontime.
Okay.
All right, easy enough. We're getting
You get that?
very good at this. Okay. Our last item, which is not so much an agenda item, but we have approval of minutes.
That's correct.
Do you have any copies for us? You
I have
don't.
copies.
So all we're doing is
July 22nd.
July 22nd
Correct.
tonight. There are some changes?
No?
No
just-
Okay,
changes.
I didn't have
You're
them.
fine.
I didn't have
Yeah, why
any
don't you
either,
just
so.
pass it along, we'll just make sure. Here you go. Okay. Nice job on the minutes, by the way, Tish. I know it was a big adjustment to get used to all these minutes, but you're doing a very nice job. Thank you. Okay. Good. All right.
Yeah,
Take
I
a
didn't have
motion,
any. I
please.
didn't have any changes, so I move that we approve the select board's minutes of the July 22nd, 2019 meeting as written.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? None. Okay, so press, public? Okay. We are going to go into executive session next, and we'll be going in to discuss one issue pursuant to Mass General Law, Section 30A. C stands for what?
Chapter?
Chapter, thank you. Chapter 30A, Section 21A3, to discuss strategy with respect to a grievance within the fire department union or with the fire department union, of which would have a detrimental effect on the position of the governing body if we held this discussion in open session. Upon conclusion of executive session, we will not be returning to open session, and our next meeting before we move to go into executive session will be on Monday, September 9th, here at the police station at 7:30 p.m. A
So
motion for
the-
executive?
I will, yeah. I just had a question for you. Now, I know originally I had a conflict on the 9th, and I asked if we could move it, and somebody, or both, I don't know, had a conflict. I'm just wondering if either of those conflicts has resolved, that we could do it either the 11th?
I still have mine on the 11th. And I think,
Or the-
John, you had other
I
conflicts
think-
that week?
I do. Let's just. I have.
Tuesday the 10th or Thursday the 12th? I don't know. I mean, I know the 11th was a conflict. That's okay.
Yep. I know we try to avoid
Yes.
anybody missing, but we,
I think actually I could do the 10th.
is there any problem with your agendas?
No.
I'm happy to change to the 10th if it works.
Yeah, I'm fine with the 10th.
Yeah, I can do the 10th.
Okay, great.
Okay, excellent.
So thank you for asking again. So let me amend that. Our next meeting will be on Tuesday, September 10th. Location to be determined. Hopefully it will be here in the police station, but look for postings online and notices of that meeting for the exact location.
Thank you, by the way. Thank you.
Yep. So motion for executive session, please.
I move that we go into executive session for the aforementioned reason.
Second.
Mr. Walsh,
Aye.
Mr. Hickey.
Aye.
And I say aye as well. We will not be returning. Thank you very much.